On March 9, 2018, Governor Baker signed into law a bill requiring OSHA protections for all state municipal employees in Massachusetts. Acuity Training Tracker is designed to help you meet those requirements by documenting all training and testing conducted, as well as provide 24/7 availability to training and testing. Acuity Training Tracker is a web-based program which can be accessed at your facility 24/7. User simply logs on, selects their name from the list, puts in their password. Now I have Jack Smith is set up as an administrator in this case, so he has access to the backside of the software. In here, you can edit users, so we can put in add a new employee, set up different passwords. We can also make somebody an administrative person if we care to do that. From there, each of the employees is going to have to be assigned certain trainings that are required of that employee. So certainly it's going to be different for a housekeeper as opposed to somebody that maybe works with power tools and that type of thing, or electrical. We've got quite an extensive list of OSHA required trainings. It'll cover most facilities' needs, and we're adding them as they become available. The administrator can also review the content. So if they went here, put in, look at the right to know, it takes them to the right to know, and it gives a variety of avenues for training. So we can give them a video presentation, we could have a slide training, we can have a slide training in Spanish in this case. We're constantly building the list of available trainings and adding them to the program, so this will develop a little bit over time. Here's where we also set the days between training. So in this case, we're going to conduct this training once a year, so 365 days. That's important because that's going to set the timer. When somebody has had the training, it's going to start tracking from that day forward and be able to produce a list of people that are due for training based off of the time in between. In addition, we can add and edit test questions. So the administrator has the ability to go in any of your topics. You can find the topic and then attach questions to the testing for that topic. So put in the questions, multiple choice answers. It can be anything, two answers, 3 answers, 4 answers, and then check the correct answer. And you're unlimited as far as how many questions you could put in. In addition, Track is also designed to facilitate the documentation of hands-on or classroom instruction you were provided. So we simply go in, go to the type of training we provided, in this case back safety, select the date, which will come up today's date automatically, but you can change that, what shift it was conducted on, and we simply, from the sign-in sheet that we would have used, go back in and record who was at the particular training. And that'll be stored in the permanent record. When a user signs in, they'll simply select their name from the list, put in their password, what training class they would like to attend, and we've got quite an extensive list in here. I'm going to have the right to know. Select what they'd like to do, either training or testing. If they tried to go to administrative, if they're not set up as an administrator, it wouldn't allow them to do it. Now they're given the options of what they can take for online training content. They can go to a video training presentation, look at the poster, and I'll show you some of these training in Spanish. And again, we're adding to the library constantly. The user can choose a video training, and I'll show you a 30-second portion of it.
Hello and welcome to today's training session. The video portion of this session will take approximately 11 minutes. We're going to cover today's OSHA's Hazard Communication Standard 2012 with GHS elements. You may know this as the Right to Know law, or that's how it's often referred to. OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, a government agency whose primary purpose is to keep the workplace safe. They do this by issuing fines on employers who violate the regulations.
In addition, the user can go to any other training that's been made available, any other content, including the pictogram poster, which has your GHS pictograms along with their hazards, as well as a slide presentation that they can go through slide by slide at their own pace. That's also available in Spanish at this point. Once they've gone through the training and they're confident in their knowledge, they can go on to the testing, or the Right to Know test. The series of questions that you've already provided will be here. And the user simply goes in, checks the answers they deem to be correct. And once they've completed it, click the button, I've done the test, save my answers, and both the answers and the total score will be saved in the system. From the administration menu, you can go to the reports. We can view for any period of time by entering the dates here. Online training taken. These are all the trainings that people have taken online during that period. We can view the testing scores for that period, any period of time. Any training classes that were held. The training class attendance, who was at those trainings. These can all be printed. Any trainings that are overdue and how many days they're overdue. We can also look at any trainings that are due in the next 30 days, next 60 days, or the next 90 days.